My name's Mark Kelly, I'm a board member of Neighbourhood Watch Victoria, and I'm your MC for the evening. I'm under a great deal of pressure because we have David Mann in the audience, and they've sat in front and centre, and it's nothing like having a little bit of pressure from a professional. Good to see you, David. It's my pleasure to introduce our special guests. We're extremely pleased to welcome our patron, Chief Commissioner of Police, Graham Ashton, AM. And our community patron, David Mann, OAM. The Neighbourhood Watch ambassadors who have joined us this evening, Craig Opie, Paul Winton, OAM, and Anthony Wheaton. We do understand that there have been some delays. We believe the trains are doing something unusual and being a little bit slow. So we don't have a full complement just yet. So if I am mentioning names and they're not here, I do apologise. Hopefully they won't be too far away. We also have police representatives on our board, Superintendent Dave Cowan, together with Stacey Layden from Safest Community Unit, also General Manager of Crime Stoppers, Kathy Rose, as our guest. I also welcome the President of Neighbourhood Watch Victoria, His Honour Michael Strong, members of the board, the Chair of State Honours Committee, Mr Graham Sussex, who are also in attendance. We have apologies from some people. The Honourable Lisa Neville, Minister for Police, Secretary of the Police Association, Mr Ron Iddles, Neighbourhood Watch Ambassadors, Deputy Lord Mayor Susan Riley, Brett McLeod and Dennis Walter, CEO of Crime Stoppers, Samantha Hunter, and the Acting CEO of Neighbourhood Watch Victoria, Jeff Clute. We also have a late apology from Inspector Zorka Dunstan. In addition, the following valued members have sent apologies: Ron Renfrew from Cobram, Pete Henry from Banyule, John Smith from Bendigo, Clinton Cooper from Melbourne, Ian Brown from Maribyrnong, Maria Zerga-Georges and Mohad Mansouri, both from Dandenong. I'll call for more apologies when we get to the AGM. Are there any other apologies at this stage, Flo? Is Flo with us? Not sure. All right, we'll cover off on those shortly. They're still checking. Still checking? Yeah. Okay, thanks very much. To commence proceedings, I now call upon the State President of Neighbourhood Watch Victoria, His Honour Mr Michael Strong, to deliver the President's report.
Thank you very much, Mark, and can I echo Mark's words of welcome, especially to those who have come from afar. We are particularly delighted that our patron, Chief Commissioner Graham Ashton, has been able to join us tonight, and we'll be hearing from the Chief Commissioner a little later. I was very pleased to see the emphasis on prevention in today's media reports on the Victoria Police Capability Review. Our acting CEO, Jeff Clute, is on a 5-week overseas break. We're missing you, Jeff. Come home soon. In Jeff's absence, Graham Elder has been minding the shop very effectively with the support of our administrative staff, Fleur and Deborah. Jeff's comprehensive report on the year's activities has been circulated, and in his absence, Graham will shortly be giving you a summary of Jeff's report. The report makes no mention of the endless hours Jeff spends on the phone and visiting existing neighbourhood watch groups or helping to start new ones. He is truly indefatigable. This year, 2016, is the 30th anniversary of the first Neighbourhood Watch State Committee meeting and the first edition of the Sentinel. At that stage, there were 480 Neighbourhood Watch area groups across the state. By the following year, there were 650. The then Chief Commissioner, Mick Miller, a strong supporter of Neighbourhood Watch, emphasised the importance of Neighbourhood Watch's role in keeping communities connected at a time when rapid population growth and urban density meant people were increasingly disconnected. Even Chief Commissioner Miller, with all his wisdom, could not have foreseen the way our society functions in 2016. Parents and their kids bonded to their iPhones and tablets, Facebook, Twitter and the internet, both parents working and having to commute for hours in our dreadful traffic. People are busy and time poor. They most probably know their next door neighbours, but maybe not the people across the road or down the street. A survey not long ago found that Australia's happiest people live in towns of about 1,000 residents. I spend a fair bit of time near a town like that. You can't get out of the butcher shop or the newsagent without a chat. It's a very friendly little town, and there isn't much goes on the locals don't know about. The crime report in the local paper would be sweet dreams for the Chief Commissioner. The highlight one week, reported in the local paper, was someone nicking the plastic snakes from the bowling club. They put them on the greens to keep the birds away. The point is, people in that town know one another and look out for one another. The whole place is like a big neighbourhood watch. Now, obviously, you can't replicate that in Melbourne and larger regional cities, but there's a lot we can do, and Neighbourhood Watch is part of the solution. I visit our groups when I can. Most recently, I was at Blackburn for an awards night. I'm not sure how many awards I presented, but it was a lot, and all thoroughly deserved. 30 years service in some cases, right back to the origins of Neighbourhood Watch, a fantastic effort. But what delighted me most was the size and diversity of the gathering, including police, local councillors and MPs. I had a chat with the Police Service Area Crime Prevention Officer, Leading Senior Constable Beck Millen. She was delighted about the support she was receiving from that Neighbourhood Watch group. And I've had similar experiences visiting other groups. Now, let's be realistic, it isn't like that everywhere. There are parts of the state where Neighbourhood Watch has died out. We want to get it back. There are also some communities where the concern about crime is so pressing, an awards night would be the furthest thing from their minds. Their concern is violent crime and the violation of their homes. Their car being driven out of the driveway by an offender who has smashed the window next to the front door, opened the door and taken the keys from the hall table. It happens, and it must be terrifying. Our newer Neighbourhood Watch members, some of whom are here tonight, are getting together to stay in touch and to stay safe, and they're doing it very effectively using social media. We're going to hear more about the use of social media and its importance from David Slattery a little later tonight. To my mind, the most important development in the past 12 months has been the strengthening of our relationship with Victoria Police. Our patron, the Chief Commissioner, is a great supporter, and very obviously he has passed that message down to his people. It's also great to have, we had expected to have, Detective Senior Sergeant Ron Iddles, Secretary of the Police Association, here tonight. Ron was a late apology. When Neighbourhood Watch was seeking funding from government in late 2014, Ron Iddles wrote a powerful letter of support on behalf of the Police Association. I'd like to read a paragraph or two of that letter. Ron said, "Our members rely heavily on the community for information with regard to preventing and solving crime. We very much appreciate the work of the Neighbourhood Watch program in assisting our members with their work and providing help and information to local communities with advice when they witness suspicious activity or a crime being committed." Ron continued, "We take this opportunity to wish the program all the very best for the future. It is a key organisation in terms of crime prevention and detection. We hope that it continues to flourish. High levels of community safety, both real and perceived, are reliant on the police and the community working together through agencies like Neighbourhood Watch." Neighbourhood Watch has been working closely throughout the year with the Victoria Police Safer Communities Unit, and may I mention and thank Superintendent Dave Cowan, who's with us tonight, Inspectors Orca Dunstan Kelsey Sully and Stacey Layden, who's also with us tonight. Neighbourhood Watch has been given a seat at the table at important Victoria Police crime prevention forums, and that will continue. Victoria Police organised a Neighbourhood Watch strategic planning forum, which was most welcome and helpful. To launch Neighbourhood Watch Week on Monday of this week, the Chief Commissioner recorded a strong message of support, which you'll find on our website and Facebook page, and also on the Victoria Police Facebook page and iWatch pages. Please look at that message if you haven't seen it and share it with others. On Monday, the Chief Commissioner and I were interviewed on the Dennis Walter program on 3AW as part of Neighbourhood Watch Week. We all know how vital the relationship between Neighbourhood Watch and the police is. Victoria Police is the lead agency, obviously, in crime prevention, and our role is to support them. That principle underpins our very existence. But we also know that the relationship between Neighbourhood Watch and Victoria Police has waxed and waned over our 30-year history. In recent times, I have to say, there has been some confusion within police ranks about the relationship and some divergence of approach to Neighbourhood Watch groups. I know the Chief is keen to remove that confusion. In fact, I know he is keen to encourage all stakeholders who have the capacity to contribute to crime prevention. Chief Commissioner, on behalf of the Neighbourhood Watch Board and Neighbourhood Watch volunteers, thank you for your support of Neighbourhood Watch. We look forward to a continuing strong relationship and to hearing from you shortly. As the Acting CEO's report outlines, the Board has met a number of challenges in the past 12 months. We secured some funding from the state government, but at a greatly reduced level. Thanks to the magnificent work of our Acting CEO Jeff Clute, as well as our admin staff Fleur and Deborah, and the vigilance of our Honorary Treasurer Duncan Frost, we have done surprisingly well on the smell of an oily rag, as it were. I should add, we've had great support from the Victoria Police Safer Communities Unit, as I mentioned a moment ago. We continue to explore financial support options in the private sector. This is a tough one, because in reality we are seeking funding for administrative support, which in the fundraising world is a near impossible ask. We are, however, currently talking to a potential sponsor, fingers crossed. We don't have deductible gift recipient status for taxation purposes, and it will be difficult to obtain it, but we have started the long journey to try and do that. In the meantime, we must continue to run the State Office on a shoestring, and we will. One of the major tasks the Board will be tackling over the next 12 months is the revision of our Constitution. Among the issues Jeff, Graham and I are keen to examine is the structure of the Board itself. Obviously, the Board must continue to be representative of the membership, but at the same time, we want to maximise opportunities to bring in talented, independent members. One of the blockers to revision of the Constitution had been the police checks issue. In the resolution of that troublesome issue, we have redefined the classes of Neighbourhood Watch membership. This will enable us to move forward with our work on the Constitution. Could I thank Graham Elder for the considerable preliminary work he has done on that project. Can I again acknowledge the work of our part-time administrative officers, Fleur Hooper and Deborah Shakespeare, who very efficiently and quietly support Jeff Clute, look after our website and Facebook page, communicate with our volunteers and all manner of people, and attend to the considerable paperwork our organisation generates. And there is a lot more of it than you would imagine. Thank you, Fleur and Deborah. Can I also thank my fellow board members for their good-natured assistance and support during the year. I will specifically mention again our Honorary Treasurer, Duncan Frost. We're fortunate to have a Treasurer with Duncan's accounting pedigree. He has spent an enormous amount of time on the accounts, and it's no surprise they entirely satisfied our auditors. Thank you, Duncan. I also thank all our sponsors and ambassadors for their support during the year. Could I mention in particular Paul Wheelton, OAM, who has made the extraordinary gesture of having 10 of his budget rental trucks painted with the Neighbourhood Watch logo and a Lock Your Car message. Thank you so much, Paul. Could I also acknowledge the support we received from 3AW. If I ever need a dose of enthusiasm, I just have to call David Mann. Thank you, David, and to Dennis Walter. Great supporters. I've visited a number of LGA and area groups over the past 12 months. If I haven't visited yours, I will try to do so. Meeting the volunteers is absolutely the most satisfying part of this role. I find it uplifting. As I said in my address last year, every crime we prevent means one less victim of crime. Every crime really matters to someone. Being a victim of crime is something you just don't forget. The newsletters you deliver and the messages you exchange on social media can prompt someone to better secure their home, or report suspicious activity to police, or remove valuables from their cars, or say a firm no to the con man who turns up at the front door. If you make it more difficult for someone to break the law, it's less likely they will do so. Whatever you are doing to prevent crime has value, never doubt that. In the October edition of our magazine The Sentinel, which is available here tonight in your show bags, Jeff Kloot reminds us that despite all the changes in our society that have occurred over the past 30 years, the Neighbourhood Watch message, the three simple principles as he describes them, haven't changed. First, secure your home, your car and your belongings to make them less of a target for thieves. Second, stay in contact with your neighbours and keep a watchful eye on their homes and their welfare generally. Finally, if you see something suspicious, ring 000 immediately. 000 response times are of course much discussed at the moment. I'll leave it to the Chief Commissioner to comment if he wishes to do so. On behalf of the Board, thank you to all our volunteers and supporters across the state. Keep up the good work.